It's a new reality. Evacuations have dramatically increased in the Northwest Territories. According to data from the territorial government, there have been as many evacuation orders in the last 6 years as there were in the previous 30. That does include orders for entire communities, partial evacuations for portions of a community, and orders for homes along stretches of highway. It all adds up to more emergencies more often. I spoke earlier to the N.W.T. Minister of Municipal and Community Affairs to find out how the government is handling this. Minister, thank you so much for joining me today.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
So let's start from a personal perspective, if we could. What did you think when you saw those dramatic increases in numbers in evacuations?
Yeah, I would say it's probably, more. I think what's more interesting is the fact that these stats are picking up, and I guess it's to no surprise that these stats are increasing as time goes on. And I think probably a combination of events, but also the fact that we're probably keeping proper stats now than what they used to back in the day.
I mean, thinking about those numbers, those stats, how has this changed the way that MACA functions as a department?
I think overall we're turning our focus to I guess fine tuning emergency events and helping in evacuations and the processes through evacuations. We definitely have a pretty good solid team in the department on with our emergency management organization on how we're structured for emergencies these days. So there's been a lot of emphasis on our emergency preparedness, because of the past years, and I think that's really important.
Can you briefly explain MACA's role in an evacuation? This has been some cause for confusion, I'm thinking specifically in 2023. So let's just lay it out there.
Sure. Yeah, and a lot of it has been more defined since the after action review of the 2023 emergency events. So usually the way it works is we're in a supporting function. MACA is in a supporting function, and the emergency management organization is in supporting function with the communities until more supports are needed and have to get stood up, and that continues on to the point of until the government is fully involved in a territorial emergency. So when it comes down to like a local emergency, your local EMO organizations will stand up their community emergency plan or their emergency measures organization, and the government is strictly there in the background as a supporting role for guidance or whatever they might need.
And in terms of emergency preparedness and MACA's role in all of that, do you think the resources in the budget are growing adequately to meet this increasing demand of having basically yearly evacuations for many years now?
Yeah, I would say we're getting better. We're utilizing, we work with the federal government a lot in regards to supporting evacuations. So, the federal government has the DFAA program, which supports in the time of an emergency. So when we do an evacuation of a community, we're supporting a local government, local community with the evacuation, but we're also working with other agencies to make sure that the evacuation and the evacuation centers are supported all the way through. So it's not just the GNWT. We're working with the local government, Indigenous governments, NGOs, and also the federal government. So it has to be a whole collaborative working group. Otherwise, it's not going to be successful.
And has the staffing, though, been okay in the past couple of years, for example, just because, in the past, looking at those numbers of evacuations, they were much less frequent, and now they're happening with such frequency that I can only imagine it's adding stress to the department.
Yeah, I think we're fortunate enough that we have some dedicated staff that we have EMO staff that are there all the time, but we also have dedicated staff that will help and stand up in times of need. But we've also added GNWT surge capacity staffing. So, and I believe we can confirm, but I believe some of it was used this past summer with Fort Simpson and Wrigley. Not because we needed to, but I think we wanted to test the surge capacity staff to make sure that we were able to utilize the staff that were there that had signed up through our N.W.T programs to assist in times like this where we need extra staff.
And the N.W.T's emergency plan hasn't been significantly updated since 2018. Why do you think that's not happened?
Well, and I would have to say there's definitely a lot of work that needs to go on behind this, and it's a living, breathing document. It's always going to change. The important part behind this is we had to wait until after the after-action review was done to really see what changes needed to be done, and I think that's important. So even though we didn't make those changes, I think there was, there was changes in the background that employees and government officials knew that they had to do in case of an emergency. But in order to actually fully implement it, we needed to make sure that the after-action review, and that was the third-party independent after-action review, came forward with some recommendations that we were aware of and that we needed to change in order to implement it all at once, essentially. So, and that's ongoing. We're still looking at reviewing the legislation and making some of those changes, like some of the things of working with and adding in Indigenous governments into our planning.
Do you think the N.W.T is prepared for another 2023 like wide-scale emergency, Minister?
I have, firm confidence that we will be able to handle it a lot better than previously. And that being said, it's not that it's not that it wasn't fully handled properly. It was more of a preparedness thing, and for that scale of event to be prepared for it, it's not easy to stand up for that scale of event when you don't have the preparedness, you don't have the staffing, you don't have the level of resources. So I would say these have been growing pains, and the government has been learning from it, and I've witnessed it firsthand. And I think, some people might not fully say Fort Simpson was a successful evacuation. Me sitting in the background watching Fort Providence evacuate to Hay River, I found improved from the last time, and Fort Simpson again, another improvement. So I think it's goes without saying we're improving.
Minister, thank you so much for your time today. I really appreciate this conversation.
No problem. Thanks for the opportunity.